Well, hello there, you amazing humans and incredible creatives. I'm Semaj. This is Creating with Semaj, and this is day 20 of us painting together every day for 20 minutes, tapping into that intuitive side of us. If you're here for the very first time, a very big welcome to you. And if you are returning, it is great to have you back. And thank you to my new subscribers. It's always great to have people who want to follow you and find out what's happening and what's going on. So as we get started today, don't really have a topic and I don't have a plan, so we are just going to jump in. We have our Canson XL paper, we have our praying watercolors, and I use this because it's accessible to most people. These are available online from the big box stores, lots of places. Same way with this. And, it gives us a little time to paint together and enjoy. So we're going to spend 20 minutes maybe talking, maybe just painting. Who knows what's going to show up today? But what I do know is that we are just going to enjoy tapping into that intuitive side of ourselves and seeing what shows up. And for me, it's usually some sort of landscape or an abstract. So let's see what happens today. I don't know where that came from. All right. It's real life. Boy, yesterday was a day. Goodness gracious. I was out and pretty much trashed my vehicle. There was a moment where a whole lot was going on, and I don't know what happened. The sun, people, it was just a whole lot of stuff all in the moment. And I trashed my vehicle pretty well, and I was very upset about it. But then I just had to let it go because nobody was hurt, nothing was damaged other than my vehicle, and a considerable scratch on the other vehicle to several places, but nothing that was like horrible, but scratch nonetheless, and it has to be repaired and replaced. And all those things cost so much money today. It's really strange how expensive they are. I didn't mention we had pre-moistened our watercolors. And why do we moisten our watercolors? This is just it just made me think because I'm right here in the middle of it. And we pre-moisten our watercolors so that it activates them and it doesn't, so they move more. That's kind of why we do that. So anyway, it was very unfortunate, but it happened. That's what happens, right? Accidents are unfortunate, but they happen. I'm just thankful that no one was hurt, and the only thing damaged was property, which can be fixed, can be replaced. It's only my second time in 40 years, and both times I hit a truck. I hit a truck with a truck. A little truck hit a big truck. Maybe my little truck has envy. I don't know. But I love my little Toyota. But the last time I hit a Ford 150, this was, I guess, like 10 years ago. But that wasn't really my fault. That guy was in a parking lot and went through a stop sign, and then some guy in front of me was barreling up behind me so quickly that I thought he was going to crash into me. So I swerved to miss him, and had the guy not gone through the stop sign in the parking lot, I would not have hit him. But he went through the stop sign with not stopping, and so I hit him. Which he had just gotten his truck and he was really upset. Which was the same thing with this vehicle. Yesterday, the person had just gotten their truck. It was a brand new truck and hadn't had it even a month. And I'm the first person to christen it. I felt so horrible. I felt so bad. And there was this person at this business who came, like I pulled over, I stopped, I was looking for paper to write my information, to leave it on the vehicle so they would know. And this person comes out of this business and just starts yelling at me. You know, you really need to do the right thing. You need to make sure you give all of your information and leave it on the vehicle. And I was like, what do you think I'm doing? Like, I stopped, I pulled over, I'm in my car, I didn't leave the scene, so obviously it's not going to be a hit and run. It was just, she was just so sure that I was going to do something wrong. It's like, who have we become in a society of people that we always have to see the worst in people before we see the best in them? I just shudder to think who we are becoming as a collective. And just the vehement, just level of anger that she came out of. And I have to say, she probably is a victim. Somebody probably did that to her and screwed up her car and was really pissed off, and she was taking that out on me. But just the delivery was way too much. Way too much in her delivery. So anyway, and listen, the person had every single right to be upset and whatever their feelings are going to be about it. I don't know. They were on vacation apparently and were notified while on their vacation. And this business person told them, because apparently she knew the owner, and let them know that the vehicle was totaled. It was a scratch. It wasn't totaled. Just so unnecessary. And I think people are so addicted to drama. And I'm learning, I heard an expression yesterday, you have your drama kings, but the drama queens, but what do you call the men? They call them negativity kings. Because it's all about something negative, something bad, something. Everything's wrong, always something. It's just so interesting. I don't run on that prefix. That's not how I operate in life. I always look towards the good, the joy, the positivity, the potential. That just seems so much better. And I personally feel the less time you spend around the negativity, the more you get to embrace your authenticity. Because the negativity shows up because people are fearful of that authenticity because of the way it shows up, and they don't know what to do with it. Because that might be different, new, and foreign to them. So rather than introducing yourself and trying to figure out, hey, who are you? Because this is who I am, they just run the other way. Little John Coltrane in the background today. I thought that would be nice. His musical genius was just so delicious. Guess maybe this is going to be a sunset on the water. That's what it feels like it's becoming. Have you ever had an incident where something like that happens to you, where people just overreact for no reason, and they themselves just create drama that's unnecessary? I don't operate like that, so when I'm around it, it makes me very nervous, because I always feel like it's a manipulation tactic. It feels like to me, it's like they're creating chaos to distract you. I don't know, maybe I grew up in an environment. But it's just very strange why people have to rush to such judgment so quickly. But, maybe it's the world we live in today. I'm not that person. I always give people a little room. I always allow people to show themselves and who they are, because those people, the real person always shows up eventually. I used to remember, I had a salon, as I told you, and I would have people who would come in for interviews, and they would bring me these incredible resumes just filled with all this incredible accolades and everything. And very seldom, to be honest, did the person on the paper match the person who was in front of me. You can be whoever you want to be on a piece of paper, but the real person showing up every day for the job, that's the person that matters most to me. How excited and passionate and thrilled and on fire about what you want to do and creating are you? That's always a big question. So people would get upset with me sometimes that I would review their lovely resumes and then just set it down or kind of discard it in a way that I want, all right, so this looks great on paper, so who's the real person? Can you show up tomorrow with a model for me? And I need this from the model. I need you to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm more than happy to pay you for the day, but I need to see the quality of work that you perform before I hire you to do clients. And I would give them the full rein. And I would even say, and I have a list of models, if you need them, people who are willing to be models for future stylists that I'm willing to hire. And I'd lay those things out. They wouldn't want it. They wouldn't take the opportunity. I only had one person who ever did, and she turned out to be an incredible stylist. She just turned out to be not only an incredible stylist, but a phenomenal artist. I later learned that she was a painter, and wow, her gift and talent, off the hook. So I think that is just, leaning into those parts of ourselves and finding out and learning about ourselves only comes when we invest the time. And that's something I find people want all the success without investing any of the time in order to get there. They just want it to show up because, I'm here, so I should just naturally be good out of the gate. Maybe it's that everyone gets a trophy syndrome. I'm not quite sure about that. But it just seems odd to me. It's not the way I'm the late baby boomer, sort of like the last baby boomer Gen Xer. I don't know, I'm considered a baby boomer last, but I really think I'm more of a Gen Xer. And we just behave and think differently. Our mode of apparatus and operation is just totally different. Pretty much because I think we were feral animals growing up and having to raise ourselves. We had no parental guidance or anything, and I feel so many times we were raising our parents just because they just made some really stupid choices as adults in charge of children. Really, really. I think back today, I wish CPS would have been more around, because I can guarantee you some parents would be putting some serious time in jail for the way they behaved with children on so many levels. So, but that's another story for another day. As we get ready to finish up here with our painting and what we're doing here, I hope you've enjoyed these 20 days of November. We are up to day number 20 of 30, where we are painting every single day for the entire month to see what's going to happen and what we're going to get at the end. Just having a chance to see our creativity blossom and flourish. investing in ourselves, investing in that time, trying to get better at what we do by investing the time to get there. They say to be a master at anything, it takes 10,000 hours. So just even spending 20 minutes a day in your creative practice, at the end of the month, you'll have 20 amazing pieces of artwork that you can share, that you can have, that you can hold, that you can call your own, that belong to you and no one else. And that is a beautiful thing. And you have a reflection. You get to have things that you get to look back on and see a validation of what you've achieved. Oftentimes, we forget all that we do and all that we've done. I often tell people, sometimes you need to go back and write down some of the things you've done in your life, because you've done a lot. And time goes by and you forget about those things. So taking a minute here or there to write them down, putting, a really good way to do it is just draw a straight line, put your birth date, and then your college or your high school graduation date, and work around those numbers, and then fill in the spaces of what happened during those times in your life. Your accomplishments, your awards, your successes, all things you did, so that you can go back and look through it and see, wow, I have had a rich, full life. Look at all that I've done. Just finishing this up here. Very wet. I didn't let the layers dry. It's going to bloom. There's going to be lots of cauliflowers like that. That's okay. I'm here for it. I am here for it. I think we are going to call that done. This is going to be interesting to see what happens there. As it dries, who knows what it'll look like. I think at the end of the month we're going to go through and take a look at all of the things that we created and see what we came up with. But for now, I think this is what we have for today. And of course, this is the best part that we love to see, because clean edges just make it feel so finished. Let's save that tape. We can use it tomorrow. Day 21 will be on. Day 21 of Creating with Me all month long. If you've enjoyed it, I would love if you would subscribe. And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm. It also helps someone else who may be looking for some place to be creative and to have a creative outlet. We show up here every single day because we want to be creative. And I show up to support you in that process. So it's just about us being accountable to one another and us painting together. It's always a joy to have you here. I'm Semaj. This is Creating with Semaj. Wherever you are, I trust you have the most amazing day. I'll see you the next time. And until then,